We still have each other, guys. Damn it, Dave! Dave, are you monitoring? Says we're going, but I'm also seeing a buffering here.
It was Dave's fault, Ben. You're right.
Round 3. All right. Let's see. All right, guys. So, just so you know, I checked the upload speed. It's not Cox right now. I'm still getting 25 upload speed, so it might just be YouTube's issue. I dropped the frame rate a little bit, and hopefully that's going to fix it. So far, so good. Thank you very much.
Anyway.
Yeah, you don't want to see us that clearly anyway. So anyway, yeah, Woody Harrelson was in
he was in a movie we watched
terribly,
today.
awesomely mediocre movie, Solo.
Yeah, we watched it. You know, to quote my buddy Jake, it was kind of like Star Wars.
I did not like Solo. Anyway.
Solo was pretty bad, but, you know, Woody Harrelson, he's doing the press junkets and everything, and there's been swirling rumors about his presence in this upcoming
Wait,
October.
I'm going to bring down the heat on the thing here.
Hey guys, there's a Venom movie that's coming out in October, and apparently Woody Harrelson confirmed that he is indeed in it. And there is lots of swirling speculative rumor that he is in fact playing Carnage. He only stoked those fires because of the fact that he was, you know, what everybody has said behind the scenes is that, you know, they've got the other symbiotes in it, or symbiotes as they stupidly say in the trailer. I don't know, it's so much symbiote.
Well, so I mean, it makes sense because it's a symbiotic relationship, is what it's based on. So
we're mispronouncing it the entire time.
Symbiote. Not really. Because it is a symbiotic relationship. You say that, symbiotic. You don't say symbiote.
Symbiote.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Technically, I think anyone could be right.
Well, all the behind-the-scenes stuff had garnered that Carnage is only going to be in a little bit of this movie.
Symbiotes!
So, Carnage has been rumored and basically said by so many behind-the-scenes people to only be in a small role near the end of the film, but yet for future sequels, 2, 3, whatever, you know, be a major villain. And yeah, he confirmed at least on the press junket this past week. He was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely in that movie. Now, I'm only in a little bit of this first film, but I am the main like person of sorts in the second and the third film. So I know how much you love this character cast, man. Does this bum you out?
Yeah, it bums me out. He should absolutely not be Cletus Cassidy. He is way too old to play Cletus Cassidy. He's not going to be able to play him as crazy as I want Cletus to be. Like, if it was literally him from, you know, Natural Born Killers, back when Natural Born Killers was made.
Over 20 years ago.
Yeah, maybe then, but now, no. Like, this needs to be a young, you know, at least somewhat young, a redhead to go up against Tom Hardy's Venom. Like,
I know you mentioned the dude from Gotham.
I thought the dude from Gotham would be great.
Man.
He would be an excellent Cletus Cassidy, but he would even still be too young to go up against Tom Hardy, most likely. But I don't think that matters. Like, I don't think that matters at all. Cletus Cassidy should be young. Cletus Cassidy, Carnage is technically the son of Venom. So it makes sense. He's not biologically the human. Cletus Cassidy is not the son of Eddie Brock.
He's like progeny.
But yeah, like, a bit of the symbiote is left behind, and that's what merges with Cletus Cassidy to become Carnage when Eddie escapes jail. So
yeah,
anyway,
this is not a property that I know as much beyond. You know,
we got Voorhees' own Cody Falk up
Cody!
in the house.
Yeah.
I like that we have a lot of people say Solo was awful. No one asked for a Solo movie. Solo was totally forgettable. Solo blew.
Yeah, Solo sucked. We're gonna do a spoiler review for Infotainment on Sunday about Solo. Oof. Anyway, yeah. But long story short, I can't say that I have as much of a opposition to this casting as you. But then again, I don't know as much about the source material character. I mean, I played like Maximum Carnage, the video game, and I watched the comic books, or excuse me, the series, animated series and things like that, but I never delved like really deep into the character. So
Cletus is awesome, dude. That character gets dark. Like, he is seriously
He's a
dark.
murderer, right? I mean,
he's a murderer. Not only that, he murdered his own parents.
Oof.
He was abused by his father and mother, and he murdered them both before getting put into the foster system. But anyway, so yeah, that's our thoughts.
That's our thoughts on that. Yeah,
Woody Harrelson being
killer
Cletus Cassidy.
He will potentially be playing. Now, the next one is like a godsend of information for you because it's not completely confirmed, but it has been circulating through the trades and a few people close to the sources. So they tried doing Joe Hill, who was son of Stephen King's comic series, which is very celebrated. It's won Eisners. It's very, very good. But after Andy Muschietti, director of It, the remake, got done doing that film, he went and filmed a pilot for a new series after it was already passed over a few years before when they tried to turn this into a series. But long story short, it was supposed to be slated for Hulu, and they passed on it. But the newest bit of information that we got this past week, guys, is that Netflix is apparently on the verge of confirming that they are going to pick it up, resuscitate it, and run with it. There was like 3 different kids from it that were supposed to be in it, including the kid who played Georgie, Muschietti doing it. You know, there was no guarantee he was going to direct every episode, but the fact that he did the pilot, the fact that it saw so much success, people were really scratching their heads about what the fuck happened here. This is warranted and justified for the quality of source material for you, man?
The source material alone makes it warranted and qualifies. Yeah. I mean, I can't speak to this actual pilot because I haven't seen it, but
nobody has yet. Except for
but
people.
I know how amazing Locke Key, and I've been reading comics since 1992. Locke Key is easily in my top 5 comic series of all time. It was tailor-made for me. I mean, when you consider all 6 volumes, it is amazing. And in the 7th bonus volume too, it is unbelievable. It is a delving into a familiar yet mystical world of mystery and horror and powers and family. And
Joe has so many nods to not just his dad, but other greats in the industry.
Well,
it's called the Lovecraft House. Right?
It's the Lovecraft House. Yeah, no, and I'm sure I missed some, but every key has a different power in the home, and every lock that every key opens does something different, and it's so amazing. It's complex, and yet it's so well written that every single thing has a purpose. Every plot point that's brought up gets resolved. It is just one of the most amazing series of all time, and the fact that no one has picked it up yet as a TV series has been a super bummer. So hearing that Netflix might do it, I think they would see nothing but success with this property.
Yeah, kind of crazy. Now, I was honestly very stoked when I saw the Georgie kid was going to be, because he looked so much like the youngest member of the family. The resemblance was uncanny, man. I've only read the first volume, and that's a travesty with as much as I've liked the Joe Hill stuff that I've read already, you know, whether it was, Horns or, I guess I like the one about the rocker a little bit more than you, the heart-shaped box.
I like Horns better than heart-shaped box.
Did you really?
I did.
Damn. Okay, well, he's still, very active in the horror community. He just put out, a couple novellas this past year. Nothing new Locke and Key as of yet, but I'm hopeful, fingers firmly crossed, that I can, see a proper visual representation of one of my dude here's, favorite comic books of all time if it's in his top 5.
And I think it would definitely be better as a live action rather than an animated or a CG show, someone asked in the comments. Yeah, definitely live action. Live action.
Nice. Well, the next one is an amusing one that you and I can give some insight because it's a trailer reaction that's trended very well on the channel for us. And I mean, we don't have any gangbusters for the smaller properties like we used to, but, all of the bigger stuff definitely gets people interested. And the way that you phrased it on the Facebook page, you want to see Muppets Coming? I was like, ugh. I didn't really want to, but we all saw it. And apparently, according to Sesame Street and their parent company, this movie is detrimental to Sesame Street as a property. So they're saying, as if they own puppetry and all that stuff. Did they go after Meet the Feebles?
Well, I think because it says no Sesame, all street.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Or
they did make some assumed implied connections here, but
I think it's silly, but to be expected in today's society. I think they'll have to just change that part of the trailer, but. Oh, excuse me. That's how much I care about this story. Yeah. No. Beyond that, I don't think they're going to have to do much else. They're not going to stall it or keep the movie from coming out.
No, it's coming out in August, and I'm extremely excited for it. I thought that the way Brian Henson, who is the son of Jim Henson, who created the Muppets and Sesame Street, the way that him and his team reacted to this is they put out a fake statement from a picture, like they threw out an image of this person, like they played in with the fact that this is all real life. It was a puppet lawyer, or a Muppet lawyer who responded to this and was just like, well, we're hoping that people will see the differences and so on and so forth. And I mean, it was just a hilarious way of handling it.
That's
and
funny.
Just endeared this film so much more to me than it already appears to be. It looks ludicrous, it looks silly and insane, and no, I'm not talking the rapper, but yeah, I'm totally stoked for this, and this sort of media storm is only going to bring more attention and probably make more people go and see this movie anyway. So.
Yeah, I don't think enough people know about it yet, though, so I think it can only help.
Yeah,
so.
This will totally help.
I'm still excited to see this. So.
Talking about helpful things, though,
Bam!
We hear a lot of pipe dream things here on the horror show when we're talking news, and things that everybody says.
Thank you, Jarius.
Oh, it's happening. This is totally transpiring. Whatever. And I was even, admittedly, a little bit skeptical when Mike Flanagan was so hot off the success of Hush, and then in turn adapting Gerald's Game, both for Netflix. That they're like, oh. All of a sudden, he has a dream Stephen King property that he would love to do. What would it be? And he says in all the trades, and this is genuine legit shit, he was like, I would love to do Dr. Sleep. I feel like King did an amazing sequel. He paid homage to the source material and to, Danny's character, and yet showed similar flaws from, his father, and just, did a story in and of itself. Well, this is officially dated for January of 2020, so this film is like, it's not just been announced. It's on the docket. They're going to start filming here in the next few months, and I'm very excited for this, man. I mean, Flanagan is a hell of a director, and Dr. Sleep is one of King's later works that really took me off guard, because honestly, I didn't like The Shining that much. I'm not sure your thoughts on The Shining, if you think it's a little overrated.
I think it's way overrated, actually. Yeah.
Well, although you did tell me you think it's scarier than Pet Sematary.
I do think it's scarier than Pet Sematary. I think there's a lot scarier than Pet Sematary in the King catalog.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Pet Sematary did not scare me as much as it apparently scared everyone else.
Myself significantly.
Yeah, but no. But no, I liked The Shining, but... Oh, here we go. This is what it did to me. Yeah, it's a long day.
This.
Jesus, I'm sorry, guys.
Well, this is one of the later newses that we've done.
It is, and we got back from watching a kind of boring movie, Solo. Yeah. So that doesn't help.
Oh, dude, the guy next to me was snoring throughout.
Oh,
and
man, I was close.
Dude, this was like a 2:00 showing.
I was close, yeah.
Solo was bad.
But anyway, I was actually not a huge fan of the original Shining adaptation. I was a bigger fan of the TV Shining adaptation with the guy from Wings and Rebecca De Mornay.
Yeah, which does not come from a lot of people. I
liked it better.
I see merits in both. I mean, source material is obviously the best. I will definitely admit that Mick Garris's miniseries captured the feeling of the source material so much better because, King has often said, and for decades at this point, he's like, one of the first shots that you see of Nicholson, as Jack Torrance. Like, he's doing the interview, and he's just staring, and you can tell the guy's crazy right off the bat, as opposed to a downward spiral of a flawed person who is trying to do the right thing. And so that's where he took so much exception. Dr. Sleep is very similar in the fact that his son Danny has grown up, and he's a boozer, and he's snorting coke and being crazy and jumping from state to state to job to job.
Does he still have the shine?
Yes, he does.
Nice.
But he has taken to substances to kind of like
dull it
and whittle it out so that it doesn't mess with him as much. Because they say that the shine hits the hardest when you're in your adolescence, and so I mean the book is tremendous, and it really makes me wonder how Flanagan is going to meld the changes that were made in the Kubrick film with. In the book, and it's not really a spoiler to mention this, but in the original Shining book, the Overlook blows up. The entirety of that hotel.
A TV series.
Yeah. The entirety of the hotel is destroyed, and they've made like the surrounding ground into like a campground of sorts, and that's where the finale of the book takes place, because there's still energies there and whatnot. And God, the True Knot is a fantastically fearsome group of like psychic vampires that track down kids with the shine. You know, and they track down kids specifically because that's where they're at their most powerful. They have the most juice to kind of, you know, suck out of them as they kill them. And so in Flanagan's hands, I'm supremely stoked about this. And yeah, the fact that we have confirmation that, at least for now, it's happening. I mean, I don't know. I don't always believe it until I see it like on screen in front of me, you know, just like for the Stand remake that we keep hearing stuff about. But yeah, man, I'm hopeful for this Shining sequel. What about you?
I'm hopeful for it because I like Mike Flanagan a lot.
Yeah.
I loved Absentia, which was the first one of his I've seen.
Which you reviewed in season 1 here for the
Indeed,
channel.
way back in the day.
Before I was even a part of this with this man.
Yep, no. So I've been a fan of Flanagan for a long time, and I've seen him develop. I loved Before I Wake. I loved Hush.
Marsha Parker loves Hush.
I actually thought the Mirror movie was a little bit weaker of his.
That was the one that was remade in
India. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I'm a huge fan of his. So to see him tackle this is interesting to me. Oh my God.
But still,
we're going to need to wrap this up.
Still not that interesting.
No,
thankfully, we're to our final story.
God, no kidding. Well, wait. Before we do, actually, people requested, and because David and I did a whole review of Ready Player One, and we did not mention the Shining scene. So
it was like one of the only good scenes in the film.
There you go. They want to know your opinion. Dave,
my opinion.
Buffering again. I don't know.
Is it? Is anyone else having buffering issues? I'm not seeing any other comments about it.
I don't even see the chat moving.
No comments about it. Oh, I do see it buffering though. Fuck. All right. So what were your thoughts?
You know, if we're gonna talk my thoughts on Ready Player One, where the girl was really good.
No, just the Shining scene.
Oh well, the Shining scene was one of the only good parts in it, aside from the race scene in, you know, like the opening half of the film. It was a loving homage, and it was fun, and you know, as they described it so affectionately about being considered one of the scariest things that's ever been made. And
all right, we're gonna have to pause again, man.
Oh, God,
we're gonna have to stop and start it again. Sorry, guys, it's you. Are we back? I don't know if we're back or...
I don't even know.
Who knows at this point?
We're trying, guys.
We back again, guys? Can you see us? Okay, yeah, I think we're back again. All right, sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
Fuego, go ahead. What are your thoughts on the Shining scene in Ready Player One?
The Shining scene in Ready Player One was done very affectionately, and I loved how they... You know, we're just speaking with so much reverence and homage and whatnot. I don't know. Aside from that scene and the initial race scene, that movie did not impress me very much. It was one of the poorer Spielberg scenes. However, I don't even know, since I haven't read the book, I don't know if that particular scene is mentioned at any point, or if it's in the book, or if they do that, you know, movie jumping kind of stuff. Have you read the book itself, or listened to the audiobook?
We read it. Mm-hmm.
So was it in there?
No, The Shining wasn't in that at all.
Oh, okay. So that was
totally
just,
added for
that was
the
just
movie.
Purely for that. Okay. Well, yeah, it was decent enough, but since I'm not the biggest fan of The Shining, I guess stream quality is
let's just hurry it up. We just gotta hurry it up.
Okay, well, you know what? The last one is a very sad story, so we will run through this. So The Walking Dead is a show that this guy kind of reintroduced me to, I should say. Because before I got to meet Cecil, I watched the first season of The Walking Dead, loved it, watched a few episodes of the second season, and I was like, where are they going with this? This is dumb. I know you still collect the comics. You and I both fell off on this current season, which was thoroughly mediocre. People are leaving left and right. Chandler Briggs, basically the kid who played Carl, he decided to leave the show, and so they wrote him out by killing him. And for me, one of the biggest nails in the coffin for this as a television show is the news that we heard today that Andrew Lincoln is going to be leaving the show after next year.
It actually says in season 9 in the articles I've seen.
Yeah.
So not necessarily after season 9.
Well, yeah, they said that he's only going to be very similar to what Maggie is doing. She's only going to be on a few episodes.
I think it's the death knell of the series. Yeah. I think it's a matter of time.
Should they just end it with season 9 then? Should they just say peace out?
Yeah, and there's no point. I mean, the only point would be to tell the Michonne daughter story, but that's not a long enough story to do. Because I'm reading the current storyline. It's on issue 5 of 6 of this storyline, and I'm planning on stopping collecting after all these years after that story. And so
you're not going to wait till 200 and then stop?
No.
No.
No, I don't care anymore. I really don't care. It feels like a chore to read. I don't care about the series, the TV series anymore. So
I still haven't liked The Walking Dead since Terminus. Basically, I haven't been compelled by anything. I mean, maybe a little bit in 5 and 6, you know, like where Rick started dating the blondie, and you know, they all got torn up. But that was like straight out of the comic books. The comic books have continued with Rick as, I mean, he's still the main guy. They haven't even caught up.
No, he's not even really one of the main.
Oh, he's not.
He's one of them, but they have so many people they're following in the comics now that he's not one of the. He's like one of like 4.
Okay, so you are saying that the show can feasibly continue with like I don't know, the Norman Reedus's character.
They could. Yeah, they could.
Yeah, he is essentially going to become the main character from what everybody's saying after Cohen and Lincoln are gone. Because both of them are presumably going to be leaving. But he wasn't.
I'll be off the boat.
He wasn't even in the comics anyway. So
no, I'll be off the boat by then. I don't care, honestly.
Yeah,
like this show has taken such a dramatic turn.
A lot of people just don't care anymore at all, including longtime fans. You know, they just lost interest as the show's quality is waned. So.
And I've been on it since the beginning, both the comic and the TV series, and I'm off. I just don't care anymore. I've been so oversaturated with zombies. And Walking Dead has just gone up and down so much that I just don't care anymore. I just don't care. I'll stick with Outcast for a Robert Kirkman property. Woo! I will hold my hopes out that they'll eventually do Invincible, but that Robert Kirkman comic is done now too.
Outcast is so good.
Outcast is so good.
Second season is finally hitting U.S. shores.
But yeah, don't care about Walking Dead anymore. Yeah. I can go to the birds.
Do any of you still care about Walking Dead? We're kind of curious to see.
Kirkman hasn't left Walking Dead. He's still writing it. Ben Grimm asked, did it go downhill after Kirkman left? He's still writing it. He's never not written an issue of The Walking Dead.
I know he's not like closely involved with the TV series.
Not the TV series, but he never. Well, he wasn't that. I mean, he was just on when what's his nuts, the director that left. He was just around.
There was an ongoing lawsuit with Darabont.
He was never. I mean, he might have been more involved, but he was never like in control.
Ben meant he left the TV show. Yeah, he was only moderately involved in the first place, but he's been like gone for a while now. So. Yeah.
I hear Fear the Walking Dead is better than the main show now, but
I've heard that too, and I still haven't checked it out.
I'm not excited to go watch it. So
yeah,
eventually Netflix.
Yeah. Well. Guess that's about all we got now.
That's it, guys. Before we get more buffering mistakes, I think we should call it. Thank you guys very much for joining us.
On a Tuesday. We'll be back on Sunday with regular date and time.
No. Jesus, what was that? You okay?
Nothing.
You all right? Everything okay?
Everything's cool.
There's barking spiders in the background. Guys, we will be back on Sunday to do our, if all works out, we will be doing our Pet Cemetery panel on Sunday.
Fingers firmly crossed.
The one we could not do at Phoenix Comic Fest last weekend because it was canceled the Sunday night. Brady, we reviewed Deadpool 2. It's on the channel. Go watch the video. Make sure, I forgot what I was saying before that.
Deadpool 1 was better than Deadpool 2.
That's not... Yeah, that's true, but that's not what I was talking about. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Fuego's stinking me out. I gotta go. Until next time, remember, stay scared.
Peace.
Oh my god, I'm so scared of the air quality right now.
No.